Hello again guys, you're watching Nino's product reviews, and I would like to tell you in advance that in this review I will not be explaining how to set up the camera. If you do want to know how to do that, there's an easy way. You just go to YouTube and type iClever Foscam, as I'm doing right now, and go search. You'll see the iClever Foscam channel. Just click there, go to videos, and then you will have all those tutorial videos. Now those are in German, but they're very clear step-by-step videos, so even if you don't speak German you should be able to follow them, and they're separated in parts. This one says Teil 1, which should be part 1. And yeah, there's a second thing I would like to advise you to do, and that would be to go to Google Play Store, and it would be best done from your phone, and search for Foscam. And what that will do is it's going to find you the Foscam viewer, which is an excellent application for your phone, enabling you to basically modify and use your camera with your smartphone. Here are a few pictures. You can basically use multiple cameras, and pretty much all the functions you can do from you can use from a computer, you can now also access through your phone. So these are the two things I want to say in advance. Let's move on with the review. So in front of me I have the FI9816P wireless IP camera from Foscam. It's one of their mid-range cameras. It can still go up to 720p recording, which is pretty nice. As you can tell, it still has a lot of functions. Most of the core functions are here. Just a few minor things are missing, which we'll address a little bit later. In the back you can see that there's an option to install specific software to control your camera with your iOS device, and I can actually show you where from. You can do it for Android, and here they say for iOS, so it's pretty much covered. Now when we open the package and pull out the camera, we'll notice there's something in here. What is this? This looks like a flyer. Yeah, it's a flyer for the German Foscam homepage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing very special or interesting about this flyer. I'll put it to the side. Then we have the quick installation guide. Now if you use this in combination with the German videos I showed you, you should have no problem setting up your camera. The driver CD is unimportant. You should always download the latest driver off the internet. Here we have a LAN cable, the camera itself, and I really like how the camera, if you pay attention, looks a little bit shy when it's new. It's kind of always looking downwards. They do that probably to keep the camera as safe as possible. On the back we have audio in and out. We have a LAN entry where you screw the antenna, and a micro SD slot, which is pretty neat. This is a two-way audio camera, so you can speak and the people in front of the camera will hear you, and you will hear them as well. The cable over here for charging. We have a stand, a few screws, and the antenna itself, which will enable our camera to work in Wi-Fi and become semi-wireless. I'm saying semi because ultimately you need to connect it to the outlet, but it's still pretty nice. That's pretty much all there is inside. Let's move on. Here we have a video I recorded in dark with the camera. As you can tell, the details are very vivid. You can see everything. You'll be able to see my facial features pretty well. Camera performs great in the dark. This is a mid-range camera. The reasons are quite obvious here. First, you're going to see that it does not have a zoom feature. This is something only the high-end cameras have, and I'm not even sure if all of them do. One of mine has for sure. Let's take a look at what else we've got here. You can do the flip and mirror image. That's a pretty cool feature, pretty useful, but ultimately, you know, it's something we can live without. Let's go to the settings and take a look there. So what we have here is the standard fare, and then we're gonna move to video, where the interesting stuff is. You will notice a function is missing here, namely the function that disables part of the view of the camera. This is also something that's specifically to the high-end cameras. You don't have it here, so if I wanted to blur out something, not blur out but completely cover something with the privacy filter, it would not be possible. Also, you see 720p is the maximum this camera can reach, which is actually quite sufficient. I personally prefer the 960p though. It just looks much more clear and just more appealing, but that's why these other cameras are more expensive as well. Other than that, you have the snapshot settings, the standard setting, the night vision, of course, which I already demonstrated to you. These features are important, and of course the motion detection, which is probably the most important feature these cameras actually have, and from what I know, all of them do. So that's something that you want to know. If you say, for example, it's not so important for me that the camera can block out an area, for example. This camera will do just as well for you if you're satisfied with 720p. I find this camera to be quite good for a small room. Here we can set up what times and on which days the motion detection should work. And then we have the standard stuff again, like storage location, etc, etc. All of this stuff can be seen in my other videos as well, and if you want a more in-depth one, you should take a look at my first one. So that's pretty much all that I can say about this camera. It's a great camera all in all. It's pretty much the same as the other ones without a few features, which some will be able to live without, some will say they need them, and if you do, go for the more expensive models. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.